Hello, everyone. My name is Candace.
And I'm Lydia, and this is our manager and leadership interview. For the industry type, we chose food service, and we decided to interview from Hickory Falls Health and Rehabilitation Center, and it's located in Granite Falls, North Carolina.
Our interviewee was Pamela Church Horton, and she is the food service director at Hickory Falls. And she has worked there for a little over 2 years now, and she is a certified dietary manager.
For the first question, we asked her, how did you get into a management position? She said that she has always worked in dietary, but went back to school to become a certified dietary manager because she needed the money. A friend called her while she was living in New York and asked her if she wanted a job there. It took her about 2 years after finishing school to get into a manager position.
For question 2, we asked, what is the most difficult part of managing? She responded with, it can sometimes be like babysitting because of the different personalities between employees, which causes them to not get along sometimes. I'm sure this can be very difficult, especially when these employees are trying to work together as a team.
For the third question, we asked, how would you describe your managing style? She said that she approaches management like we're all a team. The employees can ask her for help, and she won't ask them to do anything she wouldn't know how to do, which I think is really good to treat her employees like a team. That way they're all working together.
For question 4, we asked, how do you handle conflict in the workplace? She responded with, if there is conflict between employees, I make them try to handle it first, but then if I get really mad, I step in and resolve it. If I need to step in, I talk to them first about what they are doing, but if they continue, then writing them up is needed. I think this is a very good approach to managing because they are adults, so they should be able to work it out themselves, especially if they are a team, but sometimes writing them up is necessary.
For question 5, we asked, what are the biggest challenges and rewards you face? She said that management overall is very challenging because you're always going to have employees that can't get along with anybody, and they're just going to test you to the limit. Some rewards would be building good relationships with employees and even their residents. I think that would be a really hard part of managing is that sometimes people don't get along, but that would just be where you have to make it known and try to help employees to get along with each other. I also think that would be really cool to build the relationships with employees and also just the other people that you're working with, like the residents.
For question 6, we asked, how have you improved since taking this position? She said, working in the kitchen has helped me to realize what kind of manager I wanted. So I have learned how to improve as well as learning to listen to employees' feedback more. I also have learned to watch the staff, and I've noticed that they're behind. I go and help them out, which helps with motivation and productivity. I think listening to employees' feedback is very important in managing because it makes them feel wanted as an employee and it helps build employee satisfaction.
Some of the takeaways that we got from this interview was to work as a team, not as individuals, which is very important. That way you're all working together and you don't have employees going against each other. It's also important to not to ask employees to do anything that you wouldn't do yourself, because if you as a manager wouldn't do it, then it would be hard to ask an employee to do it, and they might not want to do it as much as if it's not even something that you as a manager would do. We also learned to never be afraid to jump in and help employees when needed. As a manager, sometimes they can get sidetracked with doing things that are higher up, and they might not want to jump in and help employees, but that would help with employee satisfaction if their manager is in there working with them, and also help with their productivity. And it's also very important to listen to employees' feedback That way you can tell how your employees are feeling and also see if there needs to be anything changed or adjusted in the way that you are managing the facility.
Overall, I think this project really helped us learn about different managing types and helped us learn what a manager is really like.
Thanks for watching.